Live from Wisconsin, it's Cardinal Pens TV.
You're such a goofball.
Welcome to Cardinal Pens TV, episode number 9 for Friday, October 10th, 2025.
Today we recap the launch of the Cardinal Pens 4 milliliter ink samples, which we are super excited about in the news, along with Apica notebooks, dip pen nibs, Nib Savers.
Read up there.
I know, but
Don't
there's
read-
other stuff there. 5 new consignment pens that are just listed that we're going to focus on. 3 desk sets to drool over. A follow-up to last week's section drama on a wall Eversharp, or just a wall?
A wall Eversharp.
A wall Eversharp from Brian's bench, which means you had additional
There was additional
drama.
Yeah.
And a brief weekend pen adventure from last weekend. And that's it.
So, hey, Lisa.
Oh, I thought we were going to get away with
No.
that.
I didn't know if you knew this, but I once wrote a book.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
We'll have to go to the library and see if they have it. It's a book on how to fall down the stairs.
I don't need a book for that.
Yeah, it's a step-by-step guide.
Nice. Nice. That's cute. Very cute.
Don't compliment you for that.
Come
Butt
on.
up, Tish. It was good. No, I do not need any help in the uncoordination.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna build up to the exciting part.
Well, you already blew the
I know.
cover.
I know. We're gonna get there.
All right.
All right. Let's talk Apica.
Well, let's talk Apica. What
All right.
about it?
You love it.
I love it.
All right. So what are we gonna talk about?
So these are the we were featuring these this week in the newsletter. So
The non-premium.
Yeah, these are the CD10, the CD11, the CD15s. So A6, A5, and B5. And they're super thin, right? And
Amazing paper.
and they're so affordable, it's ridiculous.
Oh.
They're very very inexpensive.
Without a store, we don't.
Well, yeah,
we
there's
don't
no
pay
price. There's no
anymore.
price on
I
them
have
without
no
a store.
idea.
I don't have to do that. But yeah, they're real nice. I love these covers. They have a little flex to them.
Yeah.
They're a little bit of a pattern on them actually.
Yeah, they're a little texture.
Texture, yeah.
But the paper inside is just so beautiful for fountain pens. Nicely lined. You've got a number and a date, so you could number the page. You can put the date.
That's on the B5 only.
On the B5 only.
Yeah.
All right. The B5 only. The B5 has light gray lines. That's dark enough that you can see them, but it's not in your face, and I do like that. Sometimes it gets distracting when the lines compete with what you're writing. Just really nice, very budget-friendly, fountain pen friendly paper.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with the B5, your A5 is your B5. Your A5 is it's smaller than an A4, but it's bigger than a. So what is it?
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Doesn't help. It's in Japanese.
179 by 252
millimeters.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could get a ruler.
Well, that's what it is in
Yeah, yeah.
millimeters.
So, anyway,
Let's go along with the rest of the world and do it in metric.
nice paper. Really nice.
Yeah, and and the nice thing about them is because they're not super thick. That fear of commitment. I think for the notebook.
Yeah.
You can devote one notebook to silly things, like maybe one is drawings, one is world domination plans, one is store ideas,
Apocalypse survival plans.
you cooking.
Right.
You don't have to have because sometimes like I have a couple of journals and I confess I have a whole file cabinet full of paper. I'm really a pen guy. If anybody's ever met me, I'm a pen guy. I'm
You're
not an ink guy.
guy.
I'm not really a paper guy. But I have a file cabinet, a whole file cabinet full of paper. And I have some of these journals that are just ridiculously thick.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do with that?
You feel like if you don't already have a plan to fill it, you're
Yeah,
not worthy of it.
Yeah. Like I only have one then I can get away with that, and that's my beer journal, because I will continue to drink and try different kinds of beers
And
in
what,
that.
what about your taco journal?
The taco journal has been kind of put on hold
Okay.
for a while, but yeah, I do have a taco journal. Actually, it's a journal that our Lindsay and I share for trying out every odd, unusual
Ooh,
restaurant in the
you can
area.
get a fast taco down the street.
We can go to Fast Taco down the street, but
Yeah.
but yeah, these like even the A16 seems like it's a little bit thicker, but you know you can come up with different ideas for each of these, and they don't have to be, you know, it's too thin
not a
for
huge
maybe, you
commitment.
know,
Yeah.
your monthly journal maybe or
Right.
something, but yeah, you can devote different journals for different
Yep.
reasons, and it's good.
Perfect. Let's talk. You've got the squeaky chair today.
I got the squeaky chair.
Let's talk dip pen nibs.
Yeah, so I'm gonna squeak a little more here.
I got a WD-40 that.
We got a WD-40. So I just made live on the site this last week. Actually, it's a combination of dip pen and vintage replacement fountain pen nibs.
Okay.
So they're not all destined as dip pens, but we have some of them, like the Kerr nibs, which come in multiple sizes. We're actually kind of like almost a number
Yeah.
5, number
In
6
between, like-
vintage size that you could use as replacements. They sold them as replacements. So if you're whatever pen you had, if you broke the nib, you could, instead of getting the gold nib from the manufacturer, you could get a replacement
Right.
steel nib. We have quite a number of. I've got some Marvels, which was a gold plated option, and
We've got Esterbrook's. We've
yeah,
got
Birmingham, and some of them are
Sheffield.
dip pens, of
Right.
course.
I've seen a lot of people in the last couple of years use dip pens when they are doing their own ink swatches.
Yeah.
Because it's just easier to clean than filling a pen or even just dipping a regular fountain pen, because then you get ink all up through the feed and you've got to clean it in between. When we do our ink swabs, I use a Yovo number 6 nib that I just stick in a dip pen nib holder so
Yep.
that there's no feed, and it makes it a lot easier to clean. It's also a terrific thing to use if you want to try something with flex, but you don't want to pay for a true flex nibbed pen, because those get pricey.
Well, and oftentimes, and so that's a good segue, because we do have some of the Browse Rose nibs,
Those are nice.
which are very flexible, and oftentimes you will find that the steel dip pen nibs are more flexible than almost any gold nib.
Yep.
On the market. So we've got some of the Browse Rose, and we have some that are just plain cool.
Right.
You know, we have some old Esterbrook's, you know, in the breather
the
hole.
shape is so cool.
The breather hole is an exclamation point.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Is that dip pen nibs were the only thing for a long time, and so some of these are beautiful. There's scroll work on some. You've got
Yep.
really interesting breather holes. We've seen star shaped and heart shaped, and the
Yeah,
exclamation
exclamation
points, and
points.
some have little diamond shapes. Just
Teardrops,
that's where
all
they
sorts of different
got
stuff.
creative. So it's a great way to swab your ink or just test a color. It's a great way to test flex, because buying a flex nibbed pen is a commitment.
Now, we should mention that not all of the dip pens we offer have flex.
No,
So
No, and-
almost, I mean, your Browse, of course, is marked as flexible.
Right.
Browse Rose. But there are varying degrees of softness on
Yes.
many of them, but not all of them. So
and I believe that our descriptions do say that they have some flex.
I think
that
if there's any flexibility at all, then it will be mentioned.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So don't assume that they're flexible, but some definitely are quite a bit.
But
flexible.
they're good things to have around. So
Yeah,
that you
just
can,
to
you know,
play with.
and
And
they're,
then
they're super cheap. The other thing you can do, and so here's the top tip, right?
okay,
You're putting stuff in the cart, and you're at $58,
throw in a dip pen nib.
and free shipping is $59.
There you go. Bumps it up.
you get it for free, basically. That's what you get it for.
Yeah. Let's talk Nib Savers. Now when I first mentioned this years ago, Brian and Dave looked at me and thought, "I got something in my eye."
I wanted to know where the psychiatrist office was, because I was sure that this was
What
an
did
April
you
Fool's joke.
drink for lunch? And I said, we need sink strainers.
Yeah.
And
little
we're going
small
to
one
call
here.
them Nib Savers because I can't tell you how many times at one of our old stores where we had sinks, we would either lose a nib or almost lose a nib down the sink. And I said, we need a sink strainer. Like, why? What are you talking about? So I ordered some and they looked at me like I was nuts. And I said, well, Brian's like, well, we have one of those. I'm like, yeah. And I had mac and cheese last night. And so do you really want to clean your pen and risk your nib falling down in the leftover macaroni noodle
Yes.
from
I
last night's
love
mac and cheese?
Mac and
on your
cheese and
nib?
nibs. That's a perfect combination.
No.
Perfect combination.
So if you have one of these in your kitchen sink or your bathroom sink, highly recommend that. And that's also where you are going to clean your pens. Get one for your nibs.
Yeah, I mean,
Brian thought it was-
all it's going to take is one time having to remove that P trap, and you'll never not have one again.
Yeah.
I have lost. I remember many years ago. Like, gosh, it's probably pushing 30 years ago now, 25 years ago. Losing some Esterbrook parts down the bathroom sink, and I didn't remove the P trap because I didn't know what to do, and they had flushed through. Yeah,
So,
nibs,
yeah.
sections.
Yeah, anything, this is also great. Like if you're just disassembling your pen, or even just to catch your converter.
If you got the faucet on and the water's coming out and you're trying to, sometimes you take the section off.
Yep.
Sometimes it flips out of your hand.
Right. You want
it's-
one.
I mean, it's silly. It really is.
It is.
But the number of times it
Save your butt.
saves your butt.
Yep.
I was going to say something else, but
I
I'm going
know.
to keep this PG. It's ridiculous.
So they come in two different sizes, small and large, but just don't forget about the silly little things that just save your butt. We are in our new life, we are working more on just not struggling as much with silly things. So if you're not trying to juggle keeping track of everything, go with something easy.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
all right.
You're in charge of the order here now. So since we're out of order,
Well, now we're going to go to that.
are we going to go to that?
We are.
Or do you want to do these first and then go to that?
Sure.
Save the best for last.
All right, best for last.
All right.
We're
Now
gonna
that we've
talk
had
some
that
consignment
conversation that you
pens.
have no idea what the heck we're talking about. So I've got 5 consignment pens. Now these were not just listed. So you said that
Okay.
earlier. They were not just listed, but
Oh,
I
they're
just
new to me.
trying to bring some interest into, because when we launched, we had 700 pens. I mean, it was an insane number. So it's really hard for everybody to consume that amount of stuff. So I've got 5 pens today.
Okay. Ooh.
And I think some of these are really pretty outstanding, and a couple of them I just can't believe they're still here. Visconti Divina, brown, sterling silver,
It's a cool pen.
hook safe lock. This one has, which one nib is this? This is the Palladium nib version.
Okay.
So those of you who love the Visconti Palladium nib because it's soft,
There you go.
this is it. What do we got? A medium nib on this one. This is the captive converter, of course, on the Divinas. They pull this out.
It's a pretty kind of smoky brown,
Turn that.
marbled.
Push it back in. Yeah. And the captive converter on this one is nice and tight. Sometimes these get loose. This is a nice tight converter. But yeah, these strips of sterling silver.
I remember watching the video showing how they
Mhm.
made that. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah. And hook safe lock. It's just really nice. I love this pen. It's great. And the brown is kind of a lovely color too. It's kind of understated. So we got that. This one you might have to help me pronounce this one because I'm really good with all this Italian stuff. This is also Visconti. This is also sterling. And how do you pronounce that?
Renaissance.
It's Renaissance, but in Italian. Renacimiento.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it twice.
No.
Just hit the back button in the browser.
There you go.
But sterling silver overlay on the barrel in a check pattern.
That is
Sterling silver
pretty.
clip. Of course, it's got a nice little patina on it. But what's really cool about this one is they went with the steel nib on this one. I do believe they made versions of this with a gold nib, but this version has a steel nib, which really brings the price down.
Okay.
It's
Still a great writer?
It's a great writer. Yeah, it's a really good. I do like these. These are like the same nibs that are on the Van Goghs, which I always thought were really, really decent. We do have a captive converter as well here. It's underneath the blind cap.
Nice.
But what a beautiful, and it's got nice weight because of the
overlay.
The overlay. It's long. I believe you probably could post it. I don't know that I actually tried to because it's just so
right.
Such
Beautiful.
a nice. Yeah, it does post. Yeah.
Is that magnetic?
I don't know. No, it's not magnetic.
Oh, it just
but it fits on there
nicely.
real nice. And then it's got a little. It's probably not a diamond, but a little crystal in the top, which is real pretty. So it's kind of a really, really neat pen.
Interesting design. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, and this one I believe has the original box too. The Davina might as well. I can't remember. Next one, I thought you might like this.
Me?
There's only 3 of us in the room, so.
Well, you're talking to the camera, so you.
This is a Pelican 400
Talking
NN.
about Mr. Emporium or?
Not yet.
Okay.
400 400 NN. And
yeah.
this one, and it look at this barrel.
That's amazing transparency.
The transparency
I don't
on
know
that
if you can
barrel.
see through it, but yeah.
I mean, I can.
Some of those vintage Pelicans are just
Really nice.
such great
Really nice.
writers.
Piston filler, gold nib.
I missed the one that I had that we sold.
It's kind
It
of
was
a
great pen.
dark brown, almost dark brown, not really black.
Yeah, very cool.
But a 400N. Now this one has an odd thing, and we've consulted with some Pelican experts. It doesn't have the Pelican clip.
Oh.
It's got a different clip, which could be a replacement. It could be, but it looks. It definitely.
It certainly looks.
It looks appropriate. It's
Yeah.
German for sure, I would say, but an easy enough part to replace if you really wanted to. But a really nice looking pen.
All right.
All right, something completely different.
Wow.
Leonardo
Woo.
Memento Zero in this
Seriously.
funky
Sparkle.
blue, purple, green.
Sparkle.
I don't know what we're talking about here, but this got a steel.
This is not a shy.
It's not a shy
pen.
pen, yeah.
This is pretty.
Steel Yovo number 6 nib. Now this is cool too because this has
Ooh.
your double, like some of your deltas. You can operate from here,
Who else did that?
or you could do this. Delta used to do this.
Was there somebody else?
Probably, yeah. Or you can pull it off, and it's got this long extension on the converter. Or you can use
Didn't the Mayoras have that?
Mayors, yeah, Mayors had it. Yeah, it's a threaded converter, which is always nice.
Very cool.
Um,
Very sparkly.
very nice looking Leonardo, and it's got a little bit of a girth to it.
If you want to pop a color in your hand, this is your pen.
Very, very Omas-esque, but
Yeah.
not in.
Not the
Omas would
colors.
never be in that color. And as long as we're talking about just wild colors, we got this Montegrappa Elmo 02 in the Freedom pattern. It almost kind of looks like a blue jean, doesn't it?
Kind of.
Like in a
Red, white, and blue.
kind of muted.
Yeah. Yeah. Marbly. It's cool.
So kind of striped almost. Steel nib.
Steel nib.
Yep.
Lots of engraving on the nib.
Yeah, it's got that classic Montegrappa nib
Yeah.
pattern to it. Neat looking clip.
Yeah. Very fun clip.
So
Very, very pretty. They call it Freedom? Well, it's
Freedom.
red,
It's called
white,
Freedom.
and blue.
Yeah, it's red, white,
Yep.
and blue. Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
All
So
right.
those are the 5 I picked out for this week.
Great.
Just because.
All right. What else we got?
So it occurred to me
Oh, goodness.
after
Last
week's desk set fun that we snuck in a couple of desk bases.
We meaning you and Lindsay? Because it wasn't we meaning you and me.
Well, it's always Lindsay and I. I mean,
Oh,
it can't be anybody else.
no.
We snuck in 3 actually what happened is 3 desk sets kind of didn't make the cut with the rest of them.
Okay.
They came in a little bit late,
Okay.
and then I just silently put them up.
Okay.
But all 3 of them are really super cool.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and regale me with yet more desk sets.
Yeah, more desk sets. DB 114, Esterbrook. These are all Esterbrook's.
I remember him well.
DB Cooper?
Yeah.
Where is DB Cooper? I don't know.
What the FBI wants.
DB 114. This is what sometimes you call the telephone dialer.
Yep.
But it has this lovely green marble desk pen, Model W, for those that are keeping score.
You're such a
With a
nerd.
9000 series nib. And most of the time you can get an Esterbrook desk pen in any color you want, as long as you want it in black.
Right. It is nice to have it.
So it's really, really cool to have it in green. It's really striking.
Awesome.
And it doesn't take up a lot of room on your desk. So
Okay.
that's really cool. That's the 114.
Okay.
9556 nib on that one.
All right.
This one is a. Do you know which model number this is?
That's a W.
It's a W.
I know.
I
read your note.
Yeah, but what's the base? What's the base number? You know what the base number is?
No. Because I'm not a
I
desk
know.
pen
You
nerd.
never cared, so
never
it's really an
cared.
unfair question.
Yeah.
It's a DB 116Q, I believe, is the correct number.
Q.
Q for gray.
Okay.
I have no idea why it was Q.
And it's really not gray. It's really more
It's
like
kind of a gray.
sagey greenish gray.
It's not really green.
It's not really gray.
Well,
You wanna argue?
Yes. Why not? Anyway, it's a 116, which was Esterbrook's designation for color. So they had your standard desk space, and then the 116s were the same 112 in colors. But anyway, and here's your black Model W, 2556, kind of a fine point nib, but just a little something different than your standard black.
It's a cool color.
Desk space. It's a really cool color. Yeah, I really like it. All right, and then last but not least, maybe my favorite, in my top 2. I'm looking over at the rest of the desk sets over there. Top 2 desk sets that we have in stock right now. This guy right here.
I'm cheating.
She's cheating because.
Ooh, is that blue?
It is
no
blue.
way.
It is blue.
All right, go ahead. Regale me with
So this is a 112
because it's black.
because it's black and
it's
it's
older.
the 8-ball,
Is it
but it's
older?
older. Yeah, because it has this plastic ring instead of the metal ring that you see here. So you got the metal ring there,
And
which is flat and
if
flush.
you show it, I don't know if you can see it, but it's flat. It's flat here. This one's rounded
one's-
like a donut.
It's
like
rigged.
half a donut.
Now, so these are plastic, so inevitably almost every single one that you find has a little hairline crack in it or stress crack.
but it looks metal.
But this
which
one is
funny.
really, really nice. And they did make them in metal at some point too.
And a beautiful dark blue body on the desk pen. You don't see dark blue hardly
Yeah,
ever.
so this is so the reason this is dark blue is this is an early Model W. And the early Model Ws, for those in the know, is longer,
Okay.
significantly longer,
And has the
well,
engraved
about an inch,
band.
than the later model that everybody's familiar with. The barrel length is longer, and this is the bandless design that was made during the war. So they removed the trim ring, and they put the bands on here.
They just engraved it.
Yeah. But its barrel is marked R. Esterbrook and Company, which means it's earlier, pre-42, and it's longer, and it's really in the hand. It is just it's something else. I just love them. If you're only going to get one, an R. Esterbrook Model W is the one to get. So
Okay.
it
You
has
make
a
me
super
nervous
super smooth 9668 nib on this one.
when you keep the desk pen in the base, because like I have to not get near that because I'll knock them out.
Oh well,
So you keep them over there.
I'll keep them over there.
Okay.
So anyway, really nice early. If you want something different, we actually have 2 like this. We have 2 with the raised ring, but this is the
Okay.
only one with the early pen. But this is the only one that we have that's bandless, and bandless is pretty
It's
uncommon.
cool.
It's pretty
Yeah.
uncommon,
They're pretty cool.
and
I
in
do like
blue.
those.
So
Yeah. Blue.
you know,
All right.
there you go. All right,
All right. So we have been working on this for weeks,
at
and
least
we are talking about our new ink samples. So in our previous versions, version, we started almost 15 years
Yeah.
ago with ink samples, and we decided, we looked at what other people were doing, and there were only a few companies that were doing ink samples at the time. This is 2010, 2011. And a couple people were doing 2 milliliter, and we decided that just didn't seem like enough, and to really fill your pen full for most pens. So we did 2.5.
Well, it was also 2.5 is easily divisible, like by everything.
Most of the
If
bottles
it's a
that
55
were
mil, it's divisible. If it's a 50 mil, it's divisible. I mean, there was almost no bottle that wasn't divisible
Right.
evenly by 2.5 mils.
But I'll tell you a secret: 2.5 is a pain
was
in the
stupid.
butt. It was stupid.
Well, and at the time, we did them on demand.
Yes,
So we had a shelf in the basement of open ink bottles that, so like if you ordered Schaefer Black, we would pour out 2.5 mils.
right.
And then leave the
In-
rest in the bottle. And
In
then
the
it would,
beginning,
it would be set
Right.
aside on the shelf.
right.
And then these were the bottles we would take samples from.
And after a while, it was like, okay, this is just so it was clearly inefficient. But we were both working full-time jobs. This was just a part-time thing,
Yeah.
building it up, and that did get old pretty quickly.
Like the second week.
Yeah.
The second week.
But 2.5 is really difficult because it's almost impossible to get it perfect. So we'd always want to err on the side of caution. So we always came closer to 3. So after a while, we decided, number one, this is stupid. We're going to just do up a whole bottle. And number two, 2.5 is a pain in the neck. We're going to go
Just
to
do
3.
Just do
And
3.
it felt a little more generous because it was 15 years ago. I don't recall, but I don't know that we actually upped the price much, if
I don't
at
think
all.
we did. No,
We just went from 2.5 to 3, and that was it. And we did that for all these years. In this version, we've been reevaluating everything we do, everything we carry, etc. And we decided 3 was good.
It was fine.
4 is better.
And we had some feedback, and actually early on we had kind of discussed it, and I brought it up on Twitch a couple times, and a couple folks said, well, the 3's okay, but with 4 you can get, like, number one, it's easier to put a bigger nib, and it's easier to get a fuller fill, and you can get a couple
Generally,
fills out of it,
you
and then
can-
that way
can
know.
for sure get a couple fills. We always thought, and we always tried it before we'd launch anything, and you could usually get a complete fill and a little bit more from 3. But with 4 milliliters, you certainly can get a full 2 fills, depending on your converter, depending on your pen.
Or you're
but-
going to try it in ink in 2 different pens,
Right,
maybe.
Right. So it just gives you more options. We did also compare prices, and you will find that these are pretty darn generous samples for better than you'd think prices. So
Yeah.
we think that it should be fun and cost efficient for somebody to try an ink before you spend anywhere from $12 to $40
$40, yeah.
for a bottle of ink just to
Yeah.
discover it's not quite right. And so 4 milliliter samples are here.
So yeah, we've and I don't I should have grabbed one. I don't have one. But right now they have little red.
Oh yeah, you could reach over.
Can I
and
reach
grab
over,
one.
reach
Yeah.
over and grab one?
They also have different labels. We're using a thermal
Little red.
printer.
Red
and
like a cardinal.
it's working out really well, actually. So they're easier to read for you as a customer. They're easier for us to print. They certainly look a lot better, and so we've really tried to reevaluate all aspects of it.
Well, and with 4 mil, the whole thing actually, on at least on my end, since I'm doing the samples, it goes faster because it's
Right.
25%,
Yeah.
30% more than it
So
was before. So
there's that.
there we are. So as we get new colors of ink in, the samples will follow. They are all live on the website now. We do have a few. I want to say it's Lamy Crystal and a couple of the Schaefers. I don't have swab images up yet, but those will be coming soon.
We're
But we're getting there. But pretty much everything that we have right now is available in a sample.
Yes. So we're excited about that. All right.
What else we got?
Tales from the bench.
Tales from the bench. Okay, so last week
You had section drama.
we had section
on a
drama.
wall.
Yeah, and it's stupid. It's one of these stupid things.
Okay.
It was a wall Eversharp stenographer's pen, and we couldn't get the section off.
Okay.
And I've had this happen at least 3 times now in the past year where we couldn't get the section off of a pen, but we were able to get the back end open and everything. We were able to flush it out, and it worked.
Okay.
And I thought it was going to work. And this pen is a bulb filler, so it has a long breather tube the length of the barrel.
Right.
And so I took a bulb and I flushed it out, and it flushed all the old ink out. And I'm like, well, this is great. I'm being able to flush everything out. Put a new sack on there. Tried to fill it up, it wouldn't fill up.
Okay.
I would get bubbles and then nothing. And especially when you have a breather tube that is like 3 inches long, you're gonna get bubbles every time you push that, and then the ink level is going to gradually increase in the barrel. It's not. I mean, it is a translucent barrel, but it's really kind of hard to see. And I couldn't figure it out. I said, well, we got to take the section off. Well, for some dumb reason, I was thinking that the section on this pen, and I admit my dumb error, I'm just admitting that right now,
Okay.
was a friction fit section. It's not a friction fit section.
Oh no.
It was a threaded section.
So how many days did you try and pull that thing?
Well, 2.
Oh.
And when
Wait. What's the first rule of pen cleaning or pen opening? Is to twist.
no, it is not to twist. You kind of have to know.
Well, with a cap.
Well, with the cap, yes, but not with the section, because
No.
with the section you run the risk of breaking the barrel. If it's friction fit,
That's-
you can,
Okay.
and if it's stuck in one place or
Right.
something, you could break it. So, but I should have known that a bulb filler or a pen that fills in the barrel would have a threaded section. It
To
wouldn't
keep
be
it more
friction fit.
secure. Right.
And I wasn't thinking, and so I thought, well, I put it over the heat, and I thought, well, wait a minute, this is stupid, because, and I'm blowing through it, and I'm getting air. Well, what was happening? Of course, it unthreaded with little effort, almost no effort. It was ridiculous. And
Did your Twitch people laugh?
I don't remember. Maybe I don't know. But what was happening? It was interesting though to analyze why it was failing, and it wasn't failing because the breather tube. Well, so what happened was the breather tube was completely clogged,
Oh, okay.
but there's still a feed channel that comes up the back of the feed. So when I squeezed the bladder on the end to force air out, it wasn't going through the breather tube like it should. It was going through the feed channel.
Okay.
And on those pens, they fill up to the level of the breather tube. And if the breather tube is clogged, it'll fill up to the level of the end of the feed. So one squeeze fills up the feed, and that's it. And that was the problem.
Okay.
So took the feed off, cleaned it out, put it back on, bam, done. So
All right.
that was this week's job. It is
Is it done?
It is a very nice writing pen.
Okay. So it's done.
It is if anybody has any interest in a wall stenographer's pen, it is.
It works now.
It works. It like a charm. It holds a ton of ink, extra fine nib, like
Okay.
it should have been for a stenographer, and just really is a cool pen. We'll have it up on the website at some point.
Okay.
But
All
anyway.
right. Cool. Pro tips and helpful hints. Buy some ink samples.
Buy some ink samples. Try before you buy.
You know what? Sincerely,
Yes, absolutely.
bottles of ink are expensive these days, especially since a lot of companies have raised their prices. So do we need to talk about that? Who just raised their prices?
Sailor just raised the prices on bottled ink and cartridge ink.
Yep.
Just a
little.
a smidge on the cartridges, and bottled ink, blue, black, blue, but like $2. But they haven't raised their prices on ink in forever.
And I do like in the email that we got, they did say it was because of tariffs and increase in prices. If that changes, they will reevaluate, or did they say reevaluate, or did they say
Reevaluate.
lower it?
I think reevaluate.
Okay. Well,
I
at
mean,
least
you know,
at least they're
I mean, if
They're
it happens next week, it's one thing. If it happens 2
saying-
years from now, then
right that they're going to consider changing the price, which is more than
Yeah.
some companies do.
But I mean, you know, you're talking. It's a what is it? It's a 50 ml bottle.
Right.
Number one, it's a beautiful bottle.
It is. I love those. Cubes.
I mean, you can't discount a functional but beautiful bottle. I mean, so many companies make a bottle that's
boring,
or it doesn't
or it
work,
has a narrow neck,
or it's
yeah.
you know it's too shallow, or what.
Right.
I mean, whatever. The ink is great, but you can't fill a pen in it, so you got to
Right.
put it in something else. Functional, beautiful, and it's $17.
It's still a good value.
It's a really good
It's
deal.
still a good value.
That blue is off the charts.
Yep.
Off
Even
the
has
charts.
some sheen to it.
It does.
And
It
a
has
bigger
red
pen.
sheen.
Yeah. So
You
all right.
can't beat that. So anyway,
There's my
there it
pro
is.
tip.
Getting all excited about Sailor Blue.
That is one of your favorites.
It is. I have it in one of my pens
Yep.
at home.
All right.
So we should mention that, which makes me remember, we were supposed to announce something today, and it didn't arrive in the mail in time.
Oh yeah.
So we do have a surprise for you next week.
Yes, in the
But-
mailer.
But we
I hate to launch things that we don't actually have in hand.
yeah, because you know I can't go well.
Check
you
out
know,
this color. Yeah.
You can sign up for the mailing list in the description. There's a link at the bottom.
There we
There you
go.
go.
Sign up for the
Yeah.
analyst. So it because it actually made it, and I learned something today. And
It's in town.
in town, and this is not a big town.
It's down the street.
This is
7,600 people in Kaukauna.
and apparently they not only have a post office, but they have a postal facility, which is like I
Is
don't
that
know.
the back dock of the post
It
office?
very well could be, because it's the same. I think it's the same zip code. But apparently, it made it to the postal facility, not the post office this morning. And, yeah. So when my mail carrier came in, I said, "Well, where's my package?" He goes, "Well, it's not. Yeah, I don't have anything for you."
So it'll come probably tomorrow, and
So
then
we'll talk about it next week. It'll be in the
Yes.
mailer if you subscribe.
But we can say it's a new brand.
It is a new brand. It is a new brand of
Well,
pen.
A new brand to us.
Everything is new to us.
Well, yeah, yes,
I mean, it's
But
not
it's-
really new.
but it's
To
not
the
a new.
Andersons.
It's not a brand new brand out in the world. This brand
Yes.
has been around.
Oh, well
but
established.
We are a new retailer to this brand in this version.
I'm pretty excited about this. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we've
excited about
always
this.
done well
Always
with it
done well.
before.
We've
Yeah.
had it before. There's your
Yep.
little
There's your-
teaser.
yeah.
But I like it, and we got a little different. I feel like I have a different approach to it this time.
I think we have a different approach to a lot of things, and I like it.
10 minutes of talking about something nobody knows what we're
I
talking
know.
about. So
It's going to be fun though.
it'll be fun. All
All
right.
right.
What else?
Pen Adventures. So I admit I did not want to go last weekend.
No.
I was
You
cranky.
you hate it when I say, "Oh, hey, by the way, there's a flea market."
So at a local antique mall, they were having this free flea market, and Brian was excited because in his mind that meant that like anybody who had stuff to sell was going to be there, and it was going to be full of all these
I
like
thought
card
for
tables,
I thought for
and-
sure that was what we were going to run
which
into.
would be cool.
I mean, we go to the one in Oshkosh
Yeah,
a couple of times a year, and it's like it's out the parking lot.
right.
I mean,
so
it's mostly junk, but
You never know.
it's still fun to look through.
and even though they may not have any pens, since we'd recently moved, it's been 10 months.
Has it been 10 months?
Oh, it'll be 10 months in a couple days. We're still looking at things for the condo. There's a lot of stuff we don't have anymore. So, or like our kitchen is different, so I'm decorating differently. And so I'm always looking for like a cool milk glass plate or a vase or whatever. So I don't mind going. But it was Saturday and it had been a long
It needs
week.
to be like 8 days in a week
Yeah,
for you
and-
to want to go, I think. sometimes.
Because it's like the only I work hard during the day. I have to like think during the day
That
and
doesn't
interact-
sound good.
and interact with people.
No, you have a lot of people coming in.
And I work for an optometrist, and so I have to deal with insurance and patients and sometimes medical issues, and it's just, it doesn't ever stop. And so it's just,
Yeah, you guys are busy. I mean,
We are.
which is good. I mean,
Yeah, it's
I'm
very
glad
good.
Doc is busy. So
but it also means that on Saturday, I want to sleep in, and I don't really want to be social for a little bit. And so I didn't really want to go, but I went.
well, the good thing is
It's close.
it's close, and since we don't really have a store, we don't have to be here. We
Right.
just have to be here before the mail picks up.
We have a warehouse, and we just have to be here for the mailman. Yeah, that's it. And so we came in, we did that, and then we went to this antique mall.
No, we went there first.
Oh, that's right. We went
got
first.
up early. Went
Yeah,
first.
that was the problem. We got up early. Let's do it first and just kick it out, and then we'll go to the office and get the mail ready, and then go home.
It was pretty much a disaster.
It was not worth getting up early.
I mean, I pulled into the driveway, and I'm like, oh, there's all sorts of cars,
Yeah.
right?
And then we look, and there's one table outside.
No, I think there were three.
Three?
Because there were a couple.
Oh, yeah.
There was the one that we saw, and then there
Right.
was a couple by the entrance
Yeah.
to that new addition.
3 tables with, canopies and little tents. And then part of the antique mall is a little auction house that's not open most of the time. And it's empty most of the time. And so they had opened that, and people had tables inside. And we wandered, and it was all your usual stuff that you see at any given flea market. It was all the same
I
people.
almost
probably.
walked out with a camel hair coat.
It didn't fit you, though.
I got the kibosh on that one. Though.
Yeah,
Like
you
it
already
was
have
$30.
So
Camel hair.
we do look for all sorts of different things that are not always pen related.
There was a brain. Remember the brain?
Oh, there was Lindsay would have thought this was cool. There was a really weird place that had
Very strange.
they had some taxidermy stuff, and
And a brain
and
in
brain.
a jar of.
Yeah, it was very
fluid.
weird.
That would've been cool.
It was not $5,500 cool.
No.
That's not
No.
what it was. But
So we went. It was boring. While we were there, since we were there, we went into the antique mall, and we do go to this one regularly since it's just up the road. I didn't see anything worthwhile. Brian did buy a pen.
yeah, I mean, I had wanted to go here anyway because we
Yeah.
had some good luck not too long ago there. There's you go to any particular antique mall with any regularity, and the booths that have pens or they have had pens in the past.
Right.
And this one, I always remember. It's got a desk set. It's got a desk base there that's really pretty. It's way overpriced, and they've had. Yeah, I can even tell you they had Schaefer doubles there. They
Right.
had all sorts of other stuff, and hidden in the back, I see this black hard rubber pen, no cap, and I look at it and I go, and I see the lever, and I got to. And for once, the price tag is actually right side up.
Right.
Right. I mean, because otherwise it's it's a crapshoot. $10. $10.
So it's worth asking the front desk to come and open it
It's
for
got
us.
a nib.
Oh, that's a step in the
It
right
had a
direction.
nib. It had a nib, no cap. And I go up to the front, I ask them, they walk over there, they open it up. Aiken Lambert, really early, probably it's not actually marked on the barrel, but it's probably a mercantile with the Alco nib. Good section, good feed,
Okay,
good barrel, early
So,
lever.
$10. You got a
10
pen.
bucks.
All
I'll
right.
buy that all day long for $10. There's $10 in parts there, at
Right.
least. More than that.
Well, good.
So
All right. And we did have fun. Then we came to the office and packed up orders, waited for the mail person, and then went home and took a nap. And that was worth it.
yeah, that was worth it to take the nap.
And I'm a morning person generally. I think it's just that a couple of days in my office, one day we have to be there before 7, and that's just hard.
Yeah, Thursday's rough.
Yeah,
Thursday's rough,
Thursday's
and
rough.
we had like some other things going on last week
Yeah.
that we were up late one night
Yeah.
and just
Yeah, a lot of drama. So it was just
long week.
long week, and I just didn't want to go. So we're not doing anything this weekend, right?
Now the wrong time to tell you about the.
I hope not.
There is a flea market I want to go to. That's
This weekend?
It's every weekend.
Oh. Oh.
I think it's an hour and a half away
Oh.
though.
Thank you.
What do you mean? What do you
Lindsay.
mean? What is that?
I've driven several
You drive
hours,
like 7
multiple-
hours and you're like, oh,
I don't want to
okay.
think about driving right now.
I
Okay.
know. So no, I normally love the thrill of the hunt and going to new places. We always have fun, and you know that's part of it. If you're gonna go antiquing or thrift storing or whatever you're gonna do, you know, pack a lunch, bring snacks. You gotta have chips.
Chips.
Gotta have chips. And I just like to say chips. Um, and just make an adventure out of it. We always find something weird. For a while, once or twice we played antique store bingo
Yeah, you can actually. We did it once and it lasted about an hour.
because I was more worried. I spent more time just trying to check things off the bingo
so-
card, so I'm focusing more on that as opposed to just looking through.
It took forever. So
Yeah.
what we would do is there's actually there's a number of free bingo card generators out there.
It's fun.
One of them, and we used to play Pen Store Bingo. Dave and I, at the store. So like like you sold a Schaefer, check the box, or delivery came in, or you see the postal guy go by or whatever. You see any of the local regulars
Right.
on the street walk by, you can check it off. Well, I use that, and they actually have a version that you can use on your phone.
Right.
Essentially, it's a web app. It's not an app, but it's a web app. And then you can just touch the things. So we would have like, uranium glass and weird corn cob
Corn, ceramic stuff, and
dishes,
stuffed animal,
Cornellware.
Yep. Um,
Schaefer pen, Parker pen.
you know,
But yeah, after about an hour, we were like, well, but does that count? Record.
yeah.
Okay, it's a good idea, but
It was a good idea, and so now we just but it did get a little too time consuming, and then you really lose focusing on just looking, and you're more focused on just checking things off. So now we often just say, okay, how many ceramic corn do you think we're going to see today, or we'll just see it and kind of nudge each other and go, hey, look,
bingo.
yeah, like a whole shelf of the bingo corn, or whatever. And but make it fun when you go antiquing or go to different Goodwill and St. Vincent's, and you're doing thrift stores, that kind of thing. Just make a little fun out of it.
I think as long as you don't expect nothing.
Right.
So even so if you're going to plan in a trip 2 hours out, 3 hours out, whatever.
Yep.
Just expect nothing, because then if you find something, it's a bonus.
Right.
Because you don't always find stuff.
And you don't want to feel, we always, I bit my tongue. We've always had an agreement that we don't have to buy something just because we drove 2, 3, 7 hours.
I don't always follow that rule though, because I still.
You do feel like we drove, we spent the gas money, you didn't get to sleep in, we have food and all that, and but if you don't find anything, just at least have an adventure.
Yeah, make it
and
fun.
a good laugh about, I mean, we've seen some crazy things, we've seen some weird things, we've seen some shockingly overpriced things.
Brains are new though. I've not seen brains before at an antique event. So
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. That was our pen adventure, and where are we going tomorrow?
I don't
Yeah.
know that we're.
All right.
I have a place that I want to go to, but
Am I going?
I don't know. I have to find out when it is. I can't remember
Okay.
if it's Saturday or Sunday, but it's a weekly thing.
Okay. All right. Well,
I think
we'll
it's
check it
weekly.
out. I think that's it, so that we don't argue about whether or not we're going to go anywhere.
All right, we'll figure that out. We'll let you know next week.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to do this again. We hope to see you next week.
check us out on our new social media platforms. It's Cardinal Pens. Instagram is Cardinal Pens and Paper, by the way. Just look for the birds, and we'll see you next week. All right.
Bye.